great to be back here in Orange County and in California, and it's great to be with the next governor of the great state of California, Meg Whitman, who I heartily and strongly endorse. And I thank you for this great turnout, and I'd like to begin, obviously, by thanking the Marconi family for allowing us to be here, but also for the great work they do on behalf of children in California. Congresswoman Mary Bono Mack, thank you for being here. Thank you for your great service. Ed Royce, thank you also. Congressman Ed Royce, and Congressman John Campbell is here. And Assemblyman Nathan Fletcher. Where are you, Nathan? Served in the Marine Corps, as you know, in Iraqi Freedom, and my son served over there at the same time with Nathan. Thank you for your service to our country. Since my son Jimmy joined the Marine Corps, my opinion of the Marine Corps has dramatically changed, I'm happy to tell you, as an old Navy man. And by the way, you may have noticed that last Friday my son Jack graduated from the Naval Academy. Fourth generation of our family to do so. He's going to pilot training. I hope he's a lot better pilot than I was. It doesn't take a lot of talent to get shot down or to intercept a surface-to-air missile with your own airplane. That's not, anyway. I'm very happy to be here. And first of all, every place I go, everybody says, I voted for you, I voted for you. I'm going to demand a recount. Nobody says that I didn't vote for you. Could I mention my friend, Assemblyman Van Tran? He's not only a great member of the Assembly, but he represents to me the greatness of California and our country. People whose families came here to flee oppression, repression, and got on boats to flee communism. And the Vietnamese American community has come to this country and this state and done great things. So thank you, Van, not only for what you do, but for the enormous contributions of the Vietnamese American community. First of all, I came over not only to endorse this great and wonderful American and great American success story, but also to visit our water that you've stolen from us in Arizona. In Arizona, Barry Goldwater used to say, in Arizona we have so little water the trees chase the dogs, but so because of you. So I'm very happy to be over here again. We are here because we want to hear from you rather than hear from me. And so I'll make my remarks very, very brief, except to say that I think that Meg Whitman represents everything that's necessary in America and the leadership that encompasses, and especially for our Republican Party, that shows that we are an inclusive party, that we can regain our majority, and we adhere to the principles of Abraham Lincoln and Theodore Roosevelt and Ronald Reagan, but we also will not only tolerate but embrace people who happen to disagree on a specific issue. Disagreement is healthy. Our party needs to have a conversation with the American people. We need to regain our majority. America is a right-of-center nation. Our Republican Party is a right-of-center party. We are what's best for America, in my view. And I think the woman standing behind me represents all of the things that will attract Americans to our banner. And before I get, you know her qualities, you know her success, you know that the millions of people now that partake in what began as a 12-employee business. A 12-employee business was built into one of the great, not only technological breakthroughs and sources of economy, but opportunity for Americans, not only to work, but to prosper. And that's what America's future is all about. So, look, these are tough times. They're tough in Arizona, by the way, as well as California. We're having exactly the same kind of physical crisis that's here in California. It's just on a smaller scale. And we need leadership. And we need our Americans to come together. And we need to stop the profligate spending that's mortgaging our children's future. And we are committing generational theft in California, in Arizona, and in Washington, D.C. Please raise your hand if you believed 4 months ago that the United States taxpayers and the unions would own General Motors and Chrysler. Please raise your hand. We are experiencing the greatest transfer from the private enterprise to the federal government in the history of this country, and it's going to harm the future generations of Americans. I believe the economy is going to recover, and I believe that there are some signs of it. But the fact is, every dollar we're spending in Washington, D.C., 46 cents of it is borrowed. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. And I don't have to tell anybody in California. I can't parachute in and tell you. But I read enough and know enough and have strong enough connections as your neighbor to know that we need fiscal discipline. This is the kind of leadership that can restore the prosperity of the state of California. I'm honored to be here with Meg Whitman, and thank you for being here today. God bless.